morning, good morning. Oops, turn that down before someone goes copyright. Yeah, car day again today. Let's see if we have to blank out that number plate. You know, there's too many of those weird ones out there. Not even too sure what I'm going to do today, to be quite honest, but yeah, look a bit worse for wear this morning still. More undercar missions. Right, flywheel to come off, in prep for gearbox. So, got to undo all of these nuts and pop the old Johnny off. What you will find though is when you go to do it, well, because I've loosened that one already, but when you do go to do it, you're going to need to hold this still as it moves. I am not trying to move it with my fingers now. It's typical, but this will move when you're trying to undo the nuts, so you'll generally need to wedge something either in here or in a point where you feel comfortable, where it's safe, because there's a bit that goes right through. Just wedge it through there. As you're trying to undo the nut, it will lock here and you should be able to undo the nuts. But as I said, because I've started, these should now be loose enough for me to undo without the whole wheel turning. Hey. See? But yeah, let me get this off and we'll be right back. There we go. Right. All bolts loosened. This whole plate will come off. Try and keep all your bolts together. Right, so once you've removed all of your bolts, this bad boy, with a little tap, excuse my dodgy camera work, I'm trying to hold with one hand and faff about with the other, but look, basically, boom. Some interesting facts. Your starter motor will go through there and will lock onto the teeth. Where are we? Lock onto the teeth here. Give this a little jolt and that generally gets the old bad boy kicking. Right, from manual, no, my bad, from manual, from auto to manual is what we're going to do here. So let's have some fun, shall we? Flywheel removed from the old gearbox that used to be on there, which was an automatic. Pin in the middle, it's been removed already. In prep for the new one. Look, it's those famous Lonsdales again. Right. Yay, look, the gearbox. Hey buddy. Bellhausen.
What do you think the spots next to me is?
Oh, thanks Ramesh. Lonsdales, how you doing, buddies? Good, good. Yay! Look at that. Shiny. Anyway, too much excitement. Another pause for the cause, and let's get ready to put this stuff in. Right, flywheel in, bolts all done up. Whoop whoop.
There's a piece that was on your phone.
The piece that he's referring to is the piece I've just slyly positioned, which is here.
You gotta hammer it in.
See, he loves banging his thing in things. No worries. Give us a hammer and a socket then, lad.
Do you have a hammer in your bag?
Yeah. No, it should be out on the wall. Just like Jaws, let's track the ankles.
no hammer on the wall.
The zip bag has been removed. What gearbox is this?
R154.
Did you hear that, folks? An R154. It should be able to take all of the torque. What numbers are you looking for?
I haven't found anything yet.
Huh? No BHP thoughts? Nail housing on. Missing 2 bolts, so just having a look around for those, and then we sort out the rest of the flywheel and clutch and shove it all underneath in there somewhere. Squiggle around here to, sorry about the focusing, folks. So let's try a bit of light action for you. Ooh, look at that, 1080p. Right, you see that nice shiny bolt there? That had to be tightened with that long arse extension. Right, to do that, you get right up under here, and then you should, might even be able to see it from here, to be quite honest. There, this is not, there's another bolt obviously in the same place on the opposite side, because I'm actually on the opposite side of the car now. But yeah, that little hole you see is where, was it, clutch slave goes on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you've got the older hatch so you can line up your flywheel with your pins. And obviously just the last 2 bolts, we cheated a little bit. We used these 2 bolts, got those lined up first, and then used the actual weight of the gearbox as like a counter lever to stretch, or to just add additional weight to the back of the engine, which allowed the top part of the gearbox to be snugly positioned and allowed us to use our fingers from the top to hand tighten the screws. Obviously you can tell we gave it a little wire brushing because it was absolutely filthy, and it looked even worse when the belt housing was attached. So, gearbox, prop shaft removed obviously because we needed the additional space. Had to take off the heat shield which sits on these 4 bolts. Oh, excuse me, where's the old finger? So one on the opposite, one there, and there's always one on old vehicles that have to be cheeky and snap off. And the other little bits and bobs. Oh yeah, because of this type of gearbox and the modification they're doing, if you notice, that's the pre-existing gearbox hole, and that is where the gearbox is currently going to plop up. But my buddy's going to be a pain in the tushy, and he's going to make me take this gearbox off at a later date to put on a different type of head to allow the gearbox, sorry, the body of the car not to be cut. Yeah. Let's spy the little Lonsdales again. Look at them. Hey, is that a finger? Oh, is he hidden the kitchen rug from me?
Nice.
Look, our cars are in the same thing. Boots are open and that.
Holding it with bricks, boy.
Yeah, just remember tomorrow to do. You've got pins to do. So if you ever wanted to know how long an extension you needed to put on your gearbox,
Don't forget the twisty, boy.
it's a couple of feet. 1, 2. It's a rough guesstimation. About 2 3/4 of a foot.